Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today, by overwhelming popular request, we are going to be listening to Pearl Jam, and specifically, we're going to be looking at the MTV Unplugged performance of Black. I have been wanting to dig into Eddie Vedder's voice more ever since I first heard him in Temple of the Dog Hunger Strike. There was like just a tiny nibble of goodness. Just really, really great goodness. I'm very excited to get to hear him in this setting in particular because I feel like it affords me a lot of space to just digest and try to understand how he's making so many fantastic noises. Now, a little bit about this song. I read that the lyrics have a lot of personal meaning to Eddie, and in particular in 2011, I think it was, there was a documentary made. And he said that this song is about letting go. So I'm going to be taking a look at the lyrics in addition to the outstanding vocal performance. Let's get to it. Okay, there's so many really interesting little things he's doing right away. I was intrigued by the way his first vocalization started off axis from the mic. So he was singing them to the side and then brought them forward. I thought, I wonder if that was entirely intentional. It did have a way of drawing us in. And I think it's so interesting how he really uses things like N's and M's a lot and these sort of like delicious kinds of sounds. Really, he's singing through often nasal consonants. And additionally, when he's singing other words, a lot of times you see he doesn't have any problem with locking his jaw. It's opening up when he sings a wider vowel. And then he'll come back and make it a lot more closed and sing into those closed sounds. And then additionally, he has a very intriguing juxtaposition of like there's a throatiness and deep sound, and then he has a lot of nasality in his sound as well. It makes it feel visceral to me, I think is the best word. Okay, let's go back to this. Check out this intro and maybe it's a little bit further here. Look at the way he's singing off axis right away. And he gets closer as he gets quieter and more closed as well in the vowel. When you have a more closed vowel like that, not as much of the sound has a chance to escape. And definitely when you're higher, your voice naturally will be louder. So it almost sounded like he was taking a holler from far away and then bringing it in closer to us as it went by. I don't know if this was totally intentional. Maybe he was just like, oh yeah, there's my mic. But it's a cool effect. I love that part. I didn't even talk about that in the first point, but it makes me like have a little shiver of, oh, that was nice. I like when he's going up to sheets, he's flipping into his falsetto there. And it's just, I mean, the word, right? Sheets of empty canvas untouched, sheets of clay were laid spread out before me as her body once did. Like those are some pretty steamy lyrics already. And the way that he hops up into sheets with his voice like that really makes that word come forward in the texture of the whole phrase. And it gives it a certain lightness, like almost like a playfulness to it that is really fun to add to the overall idea of like a more steamy phrase.
Unturned sheets of clay lay spread out before me as her body wants to. Oh, five horizons with all the round sun. As the earth to the sun.
I love the way that he moves through round. Round has different vowels in it and also has this in at the end. He really plays with the sound as it's going through that. It has some really beautiful shaping that's occurring. Let's go back. Oh, it's so detailed already.
Oh, five horizons with all the round sun.
Almost sounds like a cat.
To the sun, yeah, now the air I tasted and breathed is taking a toll.
Wow. I know I'm stopping it a lot right at the very beginning, but he has so many interesting little tidbits that he's adding in the vocal, which I'm really digging, really digging. I keep coming back to these M's and N's. He even adds them in at times, like A lot of times he'll close to those consonants a little early and linger on them extra. People often have certain sounds that just feel good to make. And maybe those are the sounds that might help establish sort of like what that fundamental great resonance is in your vocal tract. And it could be, I think a lot of times there are vowels that we say, oh, I love E vowels or I love Ah vowels. There's one that can be really good. And then after you find this ideal vowel, like which one you love the most, which one's your favorite, a lot of times we'll move everything else to kind of be closer to that sound. And that way we have some more continuity in the sound overall. Usually people would do this with vowels, but with him, I wonder if his favorite sound is an M or an N, which has continuous phonation like a vowel does, but it's in nasal consonants then. So anyhow, I think that a lot of his bass sound might be structured off of these M's and N's, considering how much he loves to sing into them and how well he can carry the vocal energy as well through them. Okay, let's go back just a little bit more.
As the earth to the sun, yeah, now the air I tasted and breathed is taking a toll.
I love that little side off of that too. Okay, back one more time. I know, it's so much right now. But I love the way he's breathing between now, the air. I love the way he's divided that up with breaths. He doesn't need the extra breath. He's doing that just for an effect. And then I also love he has this like more deep sound, but at the same time, oh my gosh, he has so much ping. Like I hear an extra harmonic above that. If I were looking at this in a spectrogram, which I might do with his voice someday, you would see this very, very bright additional layer above the note that he's fundamentally singing. So that fundamental pitch, the one that you and I identify, there are these extra harmonics, overtones above. And I hear really, really bright buzziness happening in there that complements this really deep sound he also has. It's fantastic. Okay, here.
Oh, five horizons with all the
Back too far, sorry. express.
Tasted and breathed is taking a turn. And all I taught her was everything. That's all. How quick the sun can drop away. And now my bitter hand, great old broken glass of what was everything. Oh, the future sad.
Oh man, this song is about letting go, but you feel this bitterness in it as well. It's fascinating. The emotional, the messaging underneath this is pretty extraordinary. You hear so much passion and emotion in his voice. I can definitely feel what I'd read about this, that it's very personal. It feels like there are a ton of heavy emotions caught up in it. It's pretty awesome. I love the way that when he was going through some of these sounds, you can hear him like evolve that emotion into different shaping as well. That's fascinating to me. Wow. I love the bit of grit that he adds as well sometimes. It gives me that additional bitterness. I'm going to come back here. It's so funny that in the lyrics, I see O's written and I hear Eddie singing mms instead. It's just fascinating how much he loves mmm. Sorry, back a little bit, I think. Here we go.
And all I taught her was everything.
That's an incredible line.
How quick the sun can drop away. And now my
I love the way he's moving through that sound. That was the way I was talking about how he evolves within that sound. And he has that bitterness in there. He even shook his head at one point. You can feel that there's so much vivid imagery and subtext beneath what he's singing. It can't help but ooze out into the way he's shaping the sound as well. It's awesome. It's
bitter
awesome.
hand, great old broken glass of what was everything. Oh, the picture sad. Oh, been watching there, tattooed everything. Take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids at play.
He is living so much in these bright images. It's like I feel like we've been pulled into his world. Even the way he delivers a lot of the softer lines, they almost become a little spoken. It is just such a vivid and clear emotional picture. It's fantastic. And then to hear him go off into this section, which requires a lot of technique, and listen to the way he added some of that grit, some of that distortion on top. It's fantastic. And then he still has this really easy flip up to falsetto available, just like it was nothing. I love how he's combining, it sounds like freedom within his vocal instrument. So he's able to just express that emotion from wherever he's at. There's nothing about his vocal instrument that would inhibit that expression of emotion. It's wonderful. Let's go back a little more. Woo.
Take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids at play. I can feel their laughter. So why do I see
I love the way these lyrics are working so well with everything he's doing in this. I love the part that we just finished. He had, instead of oh, he said again. And my twisted thoughts that spin around my head. I'm spinning, how quick the sun can drop away. My gosh, he sounds so tormented. And then the part that I just stopped here, he was doing this alternation between half steps there, which had the half steps automatically have a lot of tension built in, and the way that he was going really fast back and forth between them. It wasn't a trill, it wasn't that fast, but it was very rapidly going back and forth between those half steps. And it sounded like he was spinning, like it was this almost like dizzying and tense, like get lost kind of moment. And you can even see in his face, he's completely there. And I love the way that he's so integrated with his instrument that he can do effects like this. Maybe they were pre-planned and, worked out ahead of time. But when he gets into the performance, he's practiced these so much. He doesn't have to worry about it coming out or not. It just comes out and the emotion flows exactly in line with it. It's fantastic. Okay, back a little more. This is really good. This is a great suggestion, guys.
And twisting thoughts that spin around my head. I'm spinning. Oh, I'm spinning. How quick the sun can drop away. And now my bitter hands create old broken glass of what was everything. Oh, the picture's sad, all been washed in black, tattooed everything.
You can really hear, or I can really hear at least, and hopefully you can hear too now through my ears. There's a lot of space back here that he's playing with in these sounds. I think that that's like some of his sweet spot. He's not opening up the front of his mouth a ton. It is opened in a very relaxed way that is very efficient and good. And then back here in this like back portion of the oral cavity and even a little bit into the pharyngeal space, that's where he's doing a lot more of his play overall. I really dug one of these moments as well, but I'm not going to go back again. But it was when he was gradually adding more grit through the note as he crescendoed. I thought it was fantastic control. And I've also noticed the way that he'll have short phrases and then suddenly longer phrases that really just keep going. I love the breath control overall. Okay, here.
Open walls in black, tattooed everything. Oh, the love gone bad, turned my world to black, tattooed all I see, all that I am, all I'll be. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That scream, first of all, sounds so tormented. Again, breath control is amazing. Love the extra backing vocal that sounds like it's in falsetto there too. The words are hitting hard. All the love gone bad turned my world to black, tattooed all I see. Obviously, you guys, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but I haven't heard this song before. This is my first introduction to it. Oh my goodness. These lyrics are powerful. Tattooed all I see, it's like instead of rosy colored glasses, it's been tattooed in black. Oh my goodness. This is just such excellent lyric writing. I'm amazed.
All I'll be. Yeah.
Wow. That quick flip.
Someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky. But why can't it be? Or can it be?
like tears, shivers, all of the above. Whoa. I'm so shocked by how good this is, if I'm really honest. It's like I thought it was gonna be good, but I had no idea it was gonna be this good. I am amazed by the emotional content and his voice, the way he went up, and it almost sounded like shredding. I don't think it was shredding any vocal folds. He's typically got distortion, I believe, is added the correct way without, destroying things. And I love the lyrics so much. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky, but why can't it be? And I understand, I think a lot of people said this was about Eddie's divorce early on. You can hear clearly about these feelings of this love that's gone wrong. Very easy to take that, I think, from any person's point of view in life and add that to unrequited love in some place. The emotion that he's expressing, I feel like, yes, the song is about letting go, but sometimes, especially in a singer's life, you need to take moments where you had incredible amounts of emotion and make them these sort of anchors to help you with your messaging and say, can I dig this moment up from my past and take all of that emotion and imbue it into a song, into a performance? And it's so clear that this anchor for him is extremely powerful, that it works. So in a lot of ways, it's not just about letting go, but it's also honoring, I think, that emotion that he had at this point in his life, or wherever that moment is. When you pour that kind of memory, it makes it fresh in a lot of ways. And it's like each time you sing it, you let go a little more of the moment. Anyhow, I think it's just amazing how much emotion he's pouring into this. And I love, love, love that it could be applied to so many different situations in life as well. Oh, going back a little bit more. This section's my favorite.
I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky. But why?
What an amazing try.
Can it be? Or can it be?
Easily goes up into full circle again. Wow, that ending is really intense. We're going to go back and catch it again. You guys have heard me talk about this probably in other videos, but don't try to make the kind of distortion that he's making with your two vocal folds. You need to do it with a different area in your throat. You can hear very clearly when he's adding distortion versus adding pitch. Your pitch comes from your two vocal folds. Distortion comes from areas of constriction in the vocal tracts that are different. That this is so very powerful. I love seeing how much he gets into the performance as well. He's really letting himself get lost in this. It's amazing. I'm just going to go back to listen again because I think it's so good. And that pitch at the top, right? It's slid under. It's a little under the pitch. That can be a great effect. I don't know if he was actually aiming for the true pitch or if that just happened with the emotion. I want to point out it does not matter. The emotional and messaging delivery, this is so much more important than being exactly on a pitch. And that's why we like it when people do things that are style. Style often is just adding emotion in some way to the pitches. So maybe what's written on the page isn't exactly what you hear, but you hear something that's got a little more zing and a little more emotion and message added to it. I really appreciate it. That performance blew me away. It was so much more than I was expecting. It was more heart-wrenching. It was more vocally proficient. It was just more amazing than I expected, hoped, anything. I had no idea he could sing like that. And the lyrics as well, everything about it is jaw-dropping. I am floored. This is truly a great, great live performance. I thank all of you so much for recommending this. Man, it's so incredible to hear somebody channel so much emotion and also be able to do it in a way that is not going to damage a voice and in a way that really allows for vocal freedom. I have massive respect at an even greater nth degree at this point for Eddie Vedder. It's very amazing. Thank you, everyone, for this recommendation. Please make more recommendations down below in the comments. You know we listen. You know that we do the things that you recommend. If you don't want to miss seeing it come up on YouTube, you can hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you get the notification when it comes out. We do your top recommendations as evidenced by this video. Also, you can come and find me here every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Arizona time. That's when we premiere videos, and that's when we have a live chat during those premieres. I love that because we get to know all of you a lot better. So thank you to everyone that has been recommending, that has been joining us already in live chat. And you can find us as well on Patreon and at thecharismaticvoice.com. I'll see you somewhere soon.